As we get started on our Beal team Zoom call, I guess I should say that today is April 7th. Is that true? 2015?
Yep.
The month is on its way, and with today being the 7th, that means that today is the concluding day of the first week of the April Health Games. Welcome, Melanie, who is just joining us.
Hey, Mel.
She may not quite be activated, but there we are.
Hi,
Hello, welcome.
thanks.
And I will change your name. You are not XT1064 at all. This is,
And you're not Claudia Beal either.
oh, I should talk then, huh? Oh, that's hilarious.
I'm just teasing there.
Well, let me be me, right? Whoever the singer was that made that song famous, I've got to be me.
Oh.
Well, let me explain that the real host, Claudia Beal, who I was trying to be, but you all figured out that I wasn't, is not here. She is playing up in Idaho. When I mentioned that to Larry, he said that his wife is not in Idaho. She's in Utah tonight. So the two of them,
You just exchanged.
I guess, you know, they knew that the world.
Don't let that get around.
That's right. So Claudia is having a good time with her three sisters, and oh my, it's scary when the four of them get together. So it's probably just as well that she's taking the night off. She'll be gone for a few days. So yes, we have just concluded the first week of our April Health Games. Are there some things that you'd like to tell us that you've learned in this last week, or how things are going?
I've learned that no one is exempt from cravings. I haven't had cravings for a while, but boy, last Friday I was overcome with cravings, and I couldn't figure out why, because I'd had plenty of water and done my meal things for the day, but all evening long I was fighting not going to find something to eat. I was lucky because I just don't have anything to snack on. So,
well, that helps. That helps when you detox your kitchen and your fridge. That helps a lot. But oh man, does anybody else understand what Larry's talking about?
Oh yeah.
I definitely.
Oh, yeah.
We're never cured, are we? We're a bunch of foodaholics, craveaholics, or whatever.
I tell you, Sunday we planned, empty nest, didn't have to worry about Easter baskets, didn't buy any candy or anything. I probably would have tackled a 6-year-old for a chocolate on Sunday, but there wasn't any here, so.
Oh yeah. It's
everything looked like a chocolate bunny that day.
Yeah, it's like.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. In fact, I made a post tonight. Like Lisa, I was using the time before our movie here tonight to do my marking up on our health wall, and I really liked that reading about how we should eat only when we're hungry, but indeed we eat under a myriad of other guises, don't we? We eat because we're bored. We eat because we're mad. We eat because the sun is shining. We eat because the sun's not shining. I mean, it's crazy. And so, Larry, you speak to us like the sage. That's a big one for all of us. So anybody else want to talk about what lessons you've learned this week, or things that you've accomplished in this first week of the game?
I was gonna say one thing. I did the March games, and April games are awesome. And one of the things I like are the stories that we're reading, like their success stories and things.
Kind of a fun addition, isn't it?
Yeah. The last 2 days I've copied and pasted them into an email to myself because I thought, oh, I like that. It's good. But it's simple, very simple steps. And I think that's why I like it. I think the one today said, my friend invited me and I thought it was just another
Hokey.
Yeah, I wasn't going to do very well with it, but for me, it's just the accountability every day thinking, I got to get to that 80 ounces of dang water, and I want to eat 6 times. And that's one of the goals that I have is to, really pay attention to what I'm eating. And I like when it says, are you 100% on plan? That doesn't mean, that it's your plan. So whether you're maintaining or losing. So those stories are inspirational, motivational, I should say.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I've really enjoyed those this week too.
Yeah, I've liked that. That was an addition to what they haven't had there before. I've found that the challenges have really helped me a lot just to be accountable. I have dabbled with various things over the years to lose weight. And I've been working with Claudia was January of 14 and lost 50 pounds over the year. And then went off on the holidays and didn't maintain my habits very well. And then came back and did one. And that was the first challenge. I didn't quite meet the weight loss to gain out to be able to get the $20 back. The $20
right
for some reason. And so I'm back on to get my habits back tightened up and do well back where I need to be.
Wow, thanks, Lisa. And you are a role model, I would have to say, and we're going to talk more about that later on. That you have done so well in the program for more than a year, and what a great story. And, and these stories that we read of other people, most of whom we won't know, it is inspiring too. So that's part of the support. Anyone else have comments to make?
Well, I don't know if it was the last one or the one before it that had the exercises on it. I missed those.
And, I think that they must have heard that people were tired of them.
Oh.
In fact, you can still find them. Do you know this, Sheila, and the rest of you who are listening? If you go onto our Health Games wall, there is a series of, it looks like about a dozen bulleted items under the category of other important information. It's right underneath where you do your markup every day. And one of those says exercise videos, beginner and intermediate.
Oh, okay.
So if you miss those familiar faces, the guy and the girl, which I kind of do.
I do too.
Then you can click on those and watch to your heart's content, I guess. And I'm glad too that we are back to receiving points for recording our exercise and our meals. I kind of missed that last time. I didn't have enough integrity to record my things in there and get 0 points for. What does that say about me, right? Because I could have recorded them last month. But I thought, but I like the fact that they're back because especially with the eating, I feel that I stay better on plan if I write down all of the meals and snacks that I had. I don't see myself as a competitive person, but when it's time to sleep, I think of you guys, and I think, well, I've got to be able to click yes on that 7 hours of sleep, and it's a silly thing, isn't it? But it works. Well, we're launching actually into a subject that I had wanted to talk about for a few minutes tonight, and that's the subject of support. We are here a wonderful community of support. These smiling faces here that are encouraging us in these weekly Zoom calls and in the posts that we make to the wall every day. So just want to talk about that a little bit. And I guess that you could say that the marking up that we do every day is a big form of support. We learn about healthy eating, and we learn about managing stress. We learn about healthy movement. and exercise. And what have I forgotten? Sleep. I already mentioned that a minute ago. And the thing that makes all of that work for us is this principle of support. Right now, during these health games, I really love the extra automatic support that we have, because we're involved in this journey together this month. Now, next month, you may not be on, and so it's important to recognize that there are other ways of having support without these calls. But while we have the calls, I'm grateful that you're here. Welcome, Gladys. Nice to see you. And
hi, I'm late.
oh, that's all right. And that is Barb. How are you, Barb?
Hi.
Nice to have you. I'm going to put your name on there so that we remember your name here. We're just talking a little bit about support. And Lisa, as we were chatting before the call began, I said that I would point to you and ask you to talk to us about what you do for support.
Well, part of my exercise support is the fuzzy white thing. He's very insistent. Every evening, if I haven't taken him, he'll be sitting over here with. I put him down on the floor because he got tired on my lap. But he'll put his paw up on my hand, on my leg, and if that doesn't work, he'll stand up and he's just like, "Mom, we're going to go for a walk, right? We're going to go for a walk. We're going to go for a walk." And he does not leave me alone until we go. And his motivation, he wants to keep going and keep going. And I feel really guilty if I don't. I think poor dog needs to go out, and it really has helped me to get out and walk. I got some really good walking shoes, and I've just found I really enjoy walking with him.
Nothing better than walking, and I'd say that you have a very, very good coach on your lap.
I put him down now, but
that's really fun. Do any of the others, do any of the rest of you think of a support that you have that might be a little bit different from what we have in the room here? Music, there you go.
that's my phone.
Let me mention this because you know, these habits of health and Dr. A, of course you know about Dr. A because you often read things from Dr. A, and you've seen his book or heard us talk about this habits of health. Chapter 18 in this book is all about building your support system. And there are some good things on here that I thought that I would mention. One of the habits of health is that we, and of support, can the rest of you hear that noise?
Yes.
That static? Oh, there we go. All we had to do was mention it, maybe. But one of the things that we can take on for support is the habit of studying from books like this, or from online sources, or from other good books about health that you may have in your possession. I'm wondering if that might be Gladys. I might mute. Here we go. Oh, it's still there.
Static?
Yeah, that's static. I'm not sure what's causing it. Maybe just for a second. Is that better? Are we done? Unmute audio.
I can hear you really well.
Pardon me, can you hear me again?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I can hear you great.
Excellent. So that matter of continuing to study is one of our means of support. Something that I think is really interesting is the matter of modeling. That's what Dr. A calls it, when he says the people we hold up as role models can have a profound effect on our lives. And then, let me continue reading. Let's put that to the test. Write down the names of your 5 closest friends. They don't have to live close by as long as you communicate with them regularly. Now write down where and what they eat, what they do for fun, how they sleep, and how much they weigh, and what their current health is like. Why? Because the people we're close to and emulate are what we become, particularly if we're of the same sex. So that's pretty interesting, that if we make friends with people who are healthy like we want to be and like-minded with the same things that we want to accomplish in our lives, then it is much to our benefit. I think we've even had some comments like that in some of our daily readings the last couple of months. Something else here that about that. There's a woman researcher. She's actually a cultural anthropologist, which is a pretty cool title. She's a woman named Inga Traitler, and she recently evaluated a group of individuals who had mastered successful weight loss by losing at least 60 pounds and keeping it off for at least 5 years. Although they had lost weight in many different ways, these long-term success stories had one thing in common. They had all changed the way they lived their lives. They made a 180-degree change in orientation in the way they experienced the world. In fact, she describes this phenomenon as a rite of passage. For some, it even meant that they left their old jobs to become coaches, teachers, and mentors, and they, in essence, went from being passive to active participants in their own lives. Well, it's pretty interesting, anyway, this matter of modeling our lives after other people. Have any of you experienced that, whether it be in matters of exercise or proper eating or other ways of being healthy? Well, here we are, a group of
I have.
people on this screen, right? Who said I have? I thought somebody.
Gladys.
Oh, Gladys, sorry. Okay, do you want to talk to us about it?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you fine. Your mouth isn't moving, but we can hear you fine. So.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lag time. I do have a slow connection where I live, so there's a lag time for everything.
Yeah, your voice is good.
A lot of my friends move away, so I don't have a lot of friends here because it's a very, everyone moves away. They go to school or they have their first job and then they move away. And I've been staying and staying. But I do have some friends and they're very slim, and when we go to their house, they serve popcorn with nothing on it. And when they come to our house, we serve popcorn that's laden with butter and a lot of it. And we eat a lot of things with butter. We love to cook with butter, and we love to cook and make it all. So I've started watching them, and they move so freely when they walk, and they're just as slim as can be. And they seem to be pretty healthy. And so I certainly don't, but I kind of follow after them a little bit. If I want to look and be free like them alone and move and run around, then stop putting all that butter on my popcorn.
Mm-hmm. And it's a simple thing, but wow, that's a great example. And judging from your posts, I know that you are picking up a lot of new habits for health and having some great success with that. So wonderful. Anyone else? Peggy, did you want to say something?
I don't know. I guess I think the main thing I'm doing right now is just kicking up my habit of drinking more water, because I was really good at doing the 8 cups of water, but that's not 80 ounces.
Mm-hmm.
So I now have a 32-ounce glass at work that I usually drink 2 of before lunch. So it's just kicking it up, you know. It's not. The problem with me is I know what I'm supposed to do, but I don't do it.
We all do that.
Well,
That's all of
and
us.
I think we get that, right?
Yes.
About and it's not just you, but there's. I think we can be, and we already are, each other's greatest cheerleaders as we go through this health games together. I think it's really fun, and you've read enough posts to know that not every day is perfect for everybody. And sometimes we get some people being rather vulnerable on our wall. And that's great to see that we are a trusted group of support to one another, and that we teach one another how to take on habits of health for more optimal health in our lives, so that we can move freely like those friends of glasses and all of that. So when you think about your families, your friends, do you think that they're a good influence on you, a good support?
Both ways, both good and bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. And I think that there's so much good that we can do to add support to the people that we love, to encourage them and to show by our changed behaviors that there's a better way to live as well, that makes us feel better and take on life with new gusto. And
I have an example of that if I could.
Yes, please.
So in my family, I've got 4 little kids, so maybe it's a little easier, but we're used to just having dessert right after dinner. And it's cake or it's cookies or something. And I've been looking online. There's all sorts of healthier options for desserts, and we eat it 2 or 2.5 hours after dinner, and just kind of helps me out, and they're excited. So tonight we had like chocolate protein shake thing with a banana mixed in, and they thought it was so good. Normally we would just have a milkshake like with ice cream and milk. So I think replacing some of those things when you have the support of your family, it's really fun. If you're not eating strange space food and stuff. So.
Yeah, that's well said. That's wonderful to train up the next generation. We had a similar thing. We have 6 children. 2 of them are on this call, which is pretty fun. And by the time Claudia and I started understanding better how we ought to be eating, all of our kids were gone except the last one. So I'm sorry about the others that didn't get as
That's why we're on this call.
We'd be much better parents now, right? But you know, we had one still at home, and he was in high school, and boy, he just pretty much he ate the way that he ate what we fixed, and he's great and is in good shape, and I think understands habits at a much earlier age than I ever did. So
the earlier you can get those habits, the better off you are.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Is he the one you used to go planking with?
Yeah, he is. You've seen that. Oh yeah. Yeah, and I went to the gym with him, which I wouldn't have ever thought of doing with any of my other kids, you know. I was very much a late bloomer as far as fitness and nutrition, and so I'm just delighted for the kind of health that I'm having now. I really feel that I'm healthier now than I've ever been. But more than any of you, I believe in this subject of support, because without it, I get the bad habits coming up again.
Yeah.
And the more you can connect with like-minded people and support one another,
Right.
the better it is, isn't it? So that's that's the moral of the story tonight. So I think that you probably saw that little sign that said we're about to be out of our free zone for this Zoom call. I checked on early enough that our half hour is past. Any last comments before we disappear into the night? Okay, we'll do it the same thing
I'm
next
really
week.
okay. Well,
Is that you, Gladys?
talk really.
You froze.
Yeah,
Are
I
you
know. I have a slow
okay?
connection. I'm just enjoying parking a long ways away and walking to the, and that's going to be a lifetime habit for me. It's fun.
Little things, but they make a big difference. Absolutely.
I've started going over to the store more frequently so that I don't have to carry so much home, and then I walk over rather than drive over. So,
Wow, that's amazing.
of course, it's like 3 blocks away, so over at the Winco. So,
Well, I'm impressed. Good for you. Anything else? All right. We will see you here, same time, same place, next Tuesday, the 14th. Excellent.
I'm at work.
Make sure
Bye.
your income taxes are done, huh, by next week.
thanks.
Lisa, we'll miss you. We're glad we had you tonight.
Yeah, my coworker wanted to switch shifts with me so she could watch the game last night. So that's why she worked. She switched which evening she worked. So
Well, that benefited us. We're glad you're on.
I'm glad I made it.
Thank you and good night.
Have a great week, everybody.
Bye.
You too.